All right, welcome back to the Elias Macko Show. Let's talk about your rewards programs, your loyalty points. If you use air miles, a reminder that you can lose those points if you don't use your account within a certain amount of time. One man in Calgary learning the hard way last week, losing $8,000 worth of points due to inactivity. And last week, there was big news about Aeroplan and changes being made to that program. Let's go to the man who really knows his rewards in this country. Patrick Sojka is on the line from Rewards Canada and the founder of that website, RewardsCanada.ca, and FrequentFlyerBonuses.com. Patrick, welcome to the program.
Hi, Elias. Thanks for having me on your show.
Let's tackle these news items maybe
Sure.
off the top here. Air Miles guy, he's losing $8,000 of the points. You feel sorry for him, or should he have known better?
No, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I do feel sorry. I mean, it's a story we hear. It seems to come up every few months, and it's not just from Air Miles, but other programs as well that have these inactivity rules. And I guess we should probably explain what an inactivity rule, and that's basically where you don't earn or redeem at least 1 mile or point in your account within a certain set amount of time. So Air Miles is 24 months, so 2 years. If you don't earn or redeem a mile, they will, take your miles away and close your account down. And we see this for most programs that they have kind of these inactivity rules.
Do they give heads up? I'd wonder if you got an email and a text message saying, "Hey, by the way, you're going to lose your points."
They're supposed they say they do. Whether people see them or not, or if it gets put into spam. I know some programs do better jobs than others. I actually just got an email maybe about a month ago from British Airways telling me I have a year left. My avios with them. So some do a really good job, but maybe a year is too far out to be warning because then they might forget. But they should. Most programs do kind of send notices now, and they've gotten better at it. They used to not be very good at it. Every case is a little bit different. I'm really curious as to why. I try to tell people that they should treat their loyalty program accounts almost like bank accounts, because technically for the consumer that is money. It's something that's going to financially help you. So even though loyalty programs say there's technically no financial value to points, for the consumer it is. So it's something that people should keep track of, even if it's like once a month checking your accounts. And I tell people, even if it's for fraud or other things, there's so many account takeovers and accounts or points being taken out of accounts that people redeem for gift cards and basically steal them out of your accounts. So
how do you handle it, Patrick? Obviously you're the guy with a lot of answers in this country when it comes to that. Do you say, because some people are like, well, listen, I want to save these points long term because I want to buy something really big with them.
Exactly.
What do you recommend? Do you say, hey, you know what, just get the $25 gift card and use them and not wait for a big payoff later down the road?
Yeah, that's where everybody's torn, and even myself, I'm torn in that, because you do want to save up for that. A lot, especially with like programs like Aeroplan or Air Miles, people are saving up for the big ticket items. And then things like this happen. I mean, technically, if you're saving up, you should be earning. You should be earning at least 1 or 2 miles every year, hopefully, where you don't have to worry about the inactivity rules. Basically, you need to check those accounts, and it's a really tough call. It's like, do you go right now for the lesser value item and make sure those points are used up? Or do you save for those big ticket ones? And sometimes what happens with those big ticket ones, we saw this with Air Miles a long time ago. I had a reader of ours say, you know what, I was saving up for a flight to New Zealand. I got to 12,000 miles. I needed 13,000. And when they hit 12,000, Air Miles did a big sweeping change, and now you need 15,000 miles.
Yeah, that's right. They can do that too, huh?
Yeah, you have to worry about those things as well. So, I mean, there's so many different aspects and factors. So, a lot of programs, you have programs like Scene Plus, and even Air Miles now. Air Miles used to be where you could, extract a lot of value out of a mile, like, say, redeeming for a long-haul flight. That's not so much the case anymore. There's pretty equivalent value across the board. So programs like Air Miles, Scene Plus, WestJet Rewards, those Avion Rewards, you don't really need to save them up, because, you're going to get relatively close to the same value, whether you're redeeming for something for $100 or something for $1,000.
Let me ask you about the changes to Aeroplan. A lot of people saying it's unfair, it's unjust. They're focusing on business and first class travel.
Yes.
What's your take on the Aeroplan changes?
Yeah, so I mean, there's pros and cons to it. I'd probably say it probably leans more towards, the needle shifts more towards the con side to the negative side. It really depends on the individual, but yes. I mean, Air Canada even stated it in their interviews. They are wanting to reward the people who fly with Air Canada and spend the most with Air Canada, and that's the change that they've done. They've kind of followed suit with what other airlines around the world have done, in that, with points earning, it's strictly based on what you spend now. It's not distance times by spend. Which for some people might actually work out better. If you fly on an economy basic flight between Montreal and Toronto, you'll do better with the new adaptation of the Aeroplan program, because you're no longer just earning 10% of the mileage. You're earning what you spend. And tickets these days aren't that cheap. Your ticket, I don't know what a flight between Montreal, I'm just throwing numbers out here hypothetically, maybe you'd earn 150 points right now in the program. And if that ticket is like $400 and it's $300 before tax fees, you're going to earn 300 points. You might earn double the points, in the new program. So it actually works out pretty good for the people who buy the cheapest tickets within Canada. But on the flip side, it doesn't work out so good for the people who buy the cheapest tickets for the long haul flights. We've seen examples, even Aeroplan had it in their video, that, I think it was Montreal to Paris, or was it Toronto to Paris? I don't remember now. But they, right now in the program, you would earn close to 7,000 points. And in the new program, that they were comparing it to a ticket that was $1,500 before tax fee. You only need $1,500, so less than a quarter of the amount of points.
So interesting.
Yeah,
Patrick, what's in your wallet? Do you have any what do you have them all? Do you have to have them all?
No, you don't have to have them all. There's actually cards out there that will help you cover a lot of them. So like my number one card is the American Express Cobalt card. And the reason why is because it gives you pretty much every redemption under the sun. I can use those points to book any travel. It can be a cheap flight with Flair Airlines, or it can be a business class flight with any airline. But then it also gives you the option to convert those points into Aeroplan points, into Air France, KLM Flying Blue Miles, Marriott Bonvoy points, you name it. It just gives you, it's the most powerful rewards card out there. But then there's other options out there too. I tell a lot of Canadians, don't close your eyes and shut the door on Scene Plus. A lot of people think it's a movie program, but it's actually one of the most powerful travel programs in Canada, because when you have one of their credit cards, you can, same thing, book any flight you want. It can be Flair, it can be Air Transat, and you redeem the points against the charge, and you're not stuck. You're not pigeonholing yourself into one program like WestJet Rewards or Air Canada Airplan or Porter VI Porter. Gotcha. And not that those programs are bad, but for a lot of Canadians, it's just that flexibility, and we're chasing the best deals. So why not get a credit card where you can just, find that best deal? You book the flight directly with Flair. Once the charge shows up on your account, you redeem the points against the charge, and smooth sailing from there.
Patrick, going to have to leave it there. Come back real soon. I really enjoyed talking about these plans with you. You know your stuff. Appreciate it.
That's great. Thanks, Elias.
That's Patrick Sojka. He's the founder of RewardsCanada.ca and FrequentFlyerBonuses.com.